Conservative activist Charlie Kirk was assassinated, and the incident shocked the United States. President Donald Trump expressed grief and anger, calling it a dark moment for the country. But what drew even more controversy was a video posted by a Chinese student in the US, openly supporting political assassination. In her video, she even quoted former Chinese communist leader Mao Zedong.
So the day after Charlie Kirk died, I was in class. My teacher said, I'll give you 5 minutes for hot takes about Charlie Kirk. I was the only person who raised their hand. I said, I've been saying we need to bring back political assassinations. I don't feel bad, and I don't think that everyone deserves the right to free speech. I think some people should be afraid to express their opinion in public.
The student was identified as Julia Xu, a junior at Oberlin College in Ohio. In the video, she revealed that the day after Kirk's assassination, her professor gave the class 5 minutes to share their thoughts. She said she was the only one who spoke up. The class, she explained, was on the Chinese Revolution.
Where Mao writes about, yes, people deserve free speech, but there should not be free speech for reactionaries and imperialists and capitalists and all these people who are enemies of the revolution, because that would reverse the progress that was made.
She added that the course discussed how violent revolution had freed millions of people and women, and she believed her statement was a fair political judgment within that academic setting. She also claimed her professor later expressed support for her view outside of class. After the video spread online, it sparked outrage. Xu quickly deleted it and locked down her social media accounts. But the video had already been saved and reposted. A conservative outlet, Right Angle News Network, shared it on X on September 16th. Within 24 hours, it was viewed more than 3.3 million times. Users online then dug up her personal and academic information. School records showed that Julia Xu was listed as a member of the class of 2027, majoring in politics, law, and society, with a focus on international affairs. That page has since been removed. She described herself as being from Cheshire, Connecticut, and has taken part in groups such as Students for Justice in Palestine, the Student Honor Committee, and the Gender and Attraction Initiative's Advisory Committee. As the controversy grew, people flooded Oberlin College's website and social pages, demanding the school take action. Former New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani said on social media that the incident had been reported to Oberlin and the school security office was now investigating. Oberlin's president, Carmen Twilly Ambar, responded that the students' remarks did not reflect the views of the faculty or the institution. In an open letter, she wrote, "There is no place for political violence in the America that I love. It threatens our sense of safety and well-being, and it violates the sanctity of the nation's civil discourse." The extreme remarks made by Julia Xu sparked intense reactions online. Netizens expressed their outrage, with some saying, "I think she's got the wrong place. This is America, not China. Someone please get her some help." Others commented, tagging the Deputy Secretary of State, "If she's in the US on a student visa, please revoke her visa and send her back home." Another user tagged Secretary of State Marco Rubio, "If she's here on a student visa, she should be permanently expelled from our country." One user remarked, "This is shocking and intolerable. Advocating for political assassination crosses all lines. The authorities and the school must take action." Another stated, "If Julia Xu is a student, she should be expelled for calling for the murder of those with differing views. If she's in the United States on a student visa, that visa should be revoked immediately, and she should be sent back to her communist homeland, permanently banned from re-entering the US. If there's evidence that her professor supported her call for assassination, they should be fired and have their teaching credentials revoked immediately." American lawyer, author, and TV commentator Gordon Chang wrote on X, saying that inciting murder could be a crime, especially when done through interstate communication tools. If she's an American citizen, an investigation should be launched. If not, she should be immediately deported. Chinese-American commentator Cao Changqing expressed concern that Oberlin College in Ohio has become a hub for extremely left-wing radicals. He believes that if Julia Xu holds a student visa, it should be revoked. She should be sent back to China, where she can promote political assassination. After the controversy grew, on September 18th, Xu responded, expressing deep regret. She emphasized that she does not support political violence and acknowledged that her remarks were inappropriate. She told the New York Post that her views in class were not supported by the professor or other students. She admitted that her post implying support for political assassination was wrong. It is currently unclear whether Xu is a Chinese international student holding a visa or a U.S. citizen. However, on September 19th, influencer Sydney Daddy One confirmed that Xu is a U.S. citizen and a registered Democrat voter. After the assassination of Charlie Kirk, President Trump promised to continue taking action and hinted at a more comprehensive plan to combat political violence. On September 15th, U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio stressed that America will not host foreigners who celebrate the death of our fellow citizens. On his return trip from Israel on September 7th, he stated, "If you're a foreigner and you're out here celebrating the assassination of someone who is speaking somewhere, we don't want you in the country." Deputy Secretary of State Christopher Landau also revealed that he has instructed consulate officials to take appropriate action against foreigners who praise, justify, or downplay the death of Kirk, including monitoring social media comments and revoking visas as necessary. Charlie Kirk, a 31-year-old prominent conservative figure and a youth movement leader, was tragically shot and killed on September 10th while speaking at an event at Utah Valley University. The assassin, Taylor Robinson, has been formally charged with first-degree murder, 2 counts of obstruction of justice, 1 count of aggravated assault, 2 counts of witness tampering, and child abuse. Charlie Kirk was known for his outspoken style and commitment to conservative values. He founded Turning Point USA at the age of 18, and it quickly became a leading force in the Republican youth movement. His popular podcast and campus speeches attracted a large following, and many refer to him as the beacon for young conservatives. Turning Point USA grew to become the largest and fastest-growing conservative youth organization in the United States, with over 250 student members across more than 3,500 high schools and colleges. The organization was closely tied to the Make America Great Again movement and was considered an important ally in supporting Trump's 2024 presidential campaign. After Kirk's death on September 11th, President Trump announced that he would posthumously award Kirk the Presidential Medal of Freedom. The mayor of Netanya, Israel, announced that a roundabout in the city would be renamed in Kirk's honor. President Trump also ordered that from September 10th to September 14th, all federal government buildings, military outposts, U.S. territories, and Navy ships will lower their flags to half-mast in honor of Kirk. Turning Point USA announced a memorial service for Kirk would be held on September 21st at the Arizona State Farm Stadium, which can hold over 60,000 people. President Trump confirmed he would attend the service. On September 11th, a candlelight vigil was held at Orem City Center Park in Utah, where people gathered in front of a temporary memorial for Charlie Kirk. On September 14th, a public vigil for Kirk was held at the John F. Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts, with federal officials and Republican lawmakers in attendance. Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro ordered that both the American and state flags be flown at half-mast across the state in honor of Kirk. He explained that this action not only honored Kirk's memory, but also coincided with the 9/11 anniversary, reminding people of the dangers of violence and division. Philadelphia Mayor Sherelle Parker's office also announced that the city's municipal buildings would lower their flags to honor both the victims of 9/11 and Charlie Kirk. This official action underscored the political influence Kirk had. Kirk's supporters called him a martyr and viewed his death as a stark reminder of the dangers of political violence. The memorial services in the Philadelphia area carried a clear message: violence should never be the solution to political differences. Students and community members hoped that Kirk's passing would inspire more constructive dialogue and bridge political divides. Kirk's widow, Erica, and their 2 children have become the focus of mourning, with many expressing sympathy for the family. In her first public speech after her husband's death, Erica shared the heart-wrenching moment when their daughter, Gigi, ran into her arms.
When I got home last night, Gigi, our daughter, just ran into my arms. And I talked to her and she said, "Mommy, I missed you." I said, "I miss you too, baby." She goes, "Where's Daddy?" What do you tell a 3-year-old? She's 3.
In the aftermath of Kirk's assassination, Erica Kirk vowed to carry on her husband's legacy, advocating for the freedom of expression and rational debate, promoting a more unified society. She expressed her commitment to continue his work and the movement he had built. While the American public grieves the loss of Charlie Kirk, a troubling situation emerged with Julia Shu, as well as other Chinese individuals. One such person is Deng Haiyan, a former Chinese police officer and a well-known Chinese-language social media figure. Using the online name Daye, Deng Haiyan was reported for mocking Kirk's death.
A guy whose every statement proves he's a Nazi scumbag gets shot dead, dying in the exact way he's always been advocating for, and I don't even want to express a shred of fake-ass pity.
Deng Haiyan, who holds political asylum status, has been reported for incitement of speech, attacking religious groups, and violating immigration status regulations. He has been reported to the FBI, Department of Justice, Immigration, Homeland Security, and Secretary of State, Marco Rubio. If the authorities confirm the accusations, Deng could face visa revocation and even deportation. Online users have said, reporting Deng Haiyan is not about ideological disagreement. If someone cheers on terrorism, no one living in the United States is safe. Moreover, not supporting terrorism is a promise every foreigner applying to immigrate to the U.S. must make. This is the legal obligation of green card holders and applicants. Others added, sympathizing with killers makes you a potential killer. Being empathetic to violence and terrorism makes you a potential terrorist. The sympathy for killers has nothing to do with free speech. It's a sentiment tied to terrorism. After being reported, Deng deleted the tweet and other posts attacking American values. Renowned China expert Gordon Chang and retired U.S. Army Colonel Lawrence Zellin questioned whether Deng had potential ties to the Chinese government. They called for U.S. law enforcement to investigate. Chang argued that as part of the Chinese Communist Party's People's War, the regime is further sowing division in the United States, and multiple measures should be taken, including expelling its agents and banning them from social media platforms. On September 13th, he reiterated the need to investigate, prosecute, imprison, or deport those involved, stating that the Chinese regime is attempting to destroy America. Lawrence Zellin was more direct, stating that based on Deng Haiyan's aggressive comments about Charlie Kirk and his suspicious behavior in the U.S., Deng should be investigated for deportation. He added that President Trump has ordered the U.S. State Department to initiate an expanded screening process to revoke the visas of foreign nationals who celebrate Charlie Kirk's assassination. This action could include revoking asylum applications and permanent residency. In addition to the aforementioned individuals, Chinese-American social media personality Fang Zhouzi also became a target of reports. He posted after the assassination, stating that Kirk reaped what he sowed, suggesting that defending gun rights led to his death. Some English-language accounts posted screenshots of Fang's comment, accusing him of consistently expressing strong hostility toward white people, Christians, conservatives, Trump supporters, and American cultural heritage. Showing anti-American sentiment, they called for the revocation of his green card and that he be deported. Netizens commented, Charlie Kirk is like a mirror that reflects all the anti-American demons clearly. These people are strange, hating America on one hand, then seeking asylum in America. They really don't understand gratitude. Fang Zhouzi, now in a world of democracy and freedom, still holds onto the mindset of the wall country. Let him return to the abyss. No need to be polite. He got what he deserved. This time, we can do a big cleanup thanks to the internet's memory. These Chinese internet celebrities are making money online while trying to destroy America. Fang Zhouzi, Daye, and other major foreign propagandists must have their U.S. citizenship revoked and be expelled from U.S. territory. As we examine the actions of these individuals from China, now let's take a look at how people from other countries have mourned Charlie Kirk. On September 11th, outside the U.S. Embassy in Pretoria, South Africa, many people placed flowers and wept in front of a memorial for Charlie Kirk. On the evening of September 12th, a candlelight vigil was held at Hyde Park in Sydney, Australia, organized by Turning Point Australia. Hundreds of conservatives and Christians attended. On September 13th, British conservative activist Tommy Robinson organized a large United Kingdom march in London. He posted on social media, saying, "To honor Charlie Kirk and defend freedom, we stand up on the 13th. Many people held large photos of Charlie Kirk and banners. On September 13th in Tel Aviv, Israel, a large photo of President Trump embracing Charlie Kirk was displayed on the side of a building. On September 13th, the South Korean right-wing student group Free University held a rally in Seoul. Thousands of conservative students in their 20s and 30s, along with foreigners, marched through the streets holding Korean and U.S. flags and photos of Kirk. Banners read, "We are all Kirk," "Defend democracy and freedom," and "Chinese Communist Party, go away." On September 14th, in Madrid, Spain, the third largest political group in the European Parliament, the European Patriots, held a rally to commemorate Charlie Kirk. Of course, after Kirk's death, there were others who made hurtful remarks about him. However, within the Chinese-speaking community, the most prominent figures currently are Chu Lieshu, Deng Haiyan, and Fang Zhouzi.